Hey guys, it is Elctromagnetic here. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Today is what if Naruto used Uzumaki clan techniques part 4. And a couple quick announcements before we start the video. 1, we hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you guys. This would not have been possible without you. Number 2 is that I'm coming out with a 1,000 sub special. It is what if Naruto and Hinata were prodigies. So I'll try and come out with that as soon as I can. I'm kind of busy, but I'll try and come out with that as soon as possible. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get into the video. The next day at the Uzumaki compound, 7 o'clock. Team 7 showed up at the time they were supposed to. Ino knocked on the door of the gate, and they waited 2 minutes before Naruto opened it. "Okay guys, follow me," Naruto said, as he walked back inside the compound. They walked until they got to this huge oak. It was in front of a large circular stone, half buried in the ground. What you could see was the top of the stone. It was about 16 feet in diameter, and had a seal matrix carved into it. They all stood on it, and Naruto made some hand signs before slamming his hand down on the stone. A golden liquid spilled out from underneath Naruto's palm and filled up all the carvings in the seal. Naruto then performed the ram hand seal, and suddenly the surroundings changed. That was a transportation seal. It involves transporting oneself into a time-space pocket that you can create, then transporting yourself into a different location. The pocket is essentially another multi-purpose dimension, Naruto said, and then got some blank looks. Basically, we used the seal in the stone to transport ourselves about a mile underground to my library. No appreciation for Ninjutsu. I'm almost ashamed to call you students, Naruto said with a hurt face. Naruto then checked himself out of it. And then, when Sasuke, Ino, and Sakura looked around, they could see that they were in a large room with multiple bookshelves on them. This is the Uzumaki clan library. You're probably the only ones to have seen it, but then again, you'll be the only ones to have seen it outside of my clan that I will probably have in the near future, but that's beside the point. Anyway, enough chit-chat. The reason why we were all here, Naruto said, as he walked over to a large pedestal. The pedestal was about 3 feet wide and about 15 feet long. The top had a 45-degree angle, with a ledge at the bottom. Sitting on the pedestal were multiple huge scrolls. "These are summoning contracts," Naruto said, rolling up his left sleeve. "Once you sign these contracts, you will gain a tattoo on your arm of the animal." Naruto had finished rolling up his sleeve, and on his left shirt, on his left shoulder, was a black tattoo of a harpy eagle's head. "I am a special case because I have signed all of these contracts, but the only ones I use regularly in battle is the eagle contract. A harpy eagle, I use that contract the most. And while I don't regularly use that specific bird, I can also summon others." "Okay, I have an idea. You all have a bird summon from the genus Corvus, basically the crow family. Sasuke, I would recommend the raven because the most battle offensive." "Okay," Sasuke said, immediately before signing the contract. A tattoo of a raven's head appeared on his left shoulder. "Next, Ino," Naruto said, walking over to the scroll pedestal and selecting a black and white scroll. "This is the crow summon. It can be used to make mild genjutsu through eye contact, but you can also look through the crow's eyes using your own, at the expense of your own. Simply by closing your eyes and focusing on your crow summon, you can see through their eyes. It's very useful for scouting. It can also do jutsu with you, so if you had a crow watching your target, you could remotely perform the mind switch technique. Lastly, it can be used as messengers and containers. You can store scrolls into the crows when needed. So, do you accept?" Ino nodded, yes, and signed the contract, and a crow's head tattoo appeared on her left shoulder. Lastly, Sakura. This is the magpie summon. Yes, they are small, but that makes them more conspicuous than ravens or crows. They can also be used to create sound genjutsu through their caws. Sakura signed without any hesitation, and a tattoo of a magpie appeared on her left shoulder. "Okay, we need to have you tested by your summons, and then we'll get our team outfits, and lastly, we'll meet at Training Ground 44 and discuss our schedule." 2.5 hours later. Team 7 had passed their summons tests and found themselves personal summons, which they would use on a regular basis. Naruto explained that personal summons were the summons you summon most often. For example, he summoned the king of the eagle contract, a black harpy eagle. All of their summons had been large enough to carry them on. They had then gone to the store and picked out a matching outfit for everyone, including Naruto. They all had purple Anbu style pants and a short black sleeve shirt. Both of their arms were wrapped in dark gray bandages hiding their tattoos. On top of that, they wore dark gray Anbu vests with the kanji for Ka on the back. Each of them had added their own flair to the outfit without changing the look too much. Sasuke had added yo-yo holders over the bandages, and the string of the yo-yos was made out of chakra conductive wire. Sakura had 2 sound gauntlets like Dosu, but the holes were much smaller, and there were many more of them. Ino had an eye scope like Deidra's, but hidden by her hair. Okay guys, before we go in, I want to test your affinities and then set a schedule. Naruto tested their affinities and then said, "Okay, Sasuke, you have a primary lightning affinity with a secondary fire affinity. Sakura, you have a primary water affinity with a secondary earth affinity. Ino, you have the reverse, primary earth with a secondary water affinity. Now, schedule. We'll meet here every weekday at 7:30. We will then run to the tower in the middle of the forest of death. This will help us with chakra control because we will be jumping through the trees. We will fight anything in our path, but try not to kill too many creatures though, so that we still have some targets to practice on. Once we get there, we will have aerial battles with your summons. Next is the physical and taijutsu training. Then after that is lunch, and then the ninjutsu training. After ninjutsu is genjutsu and chakra control training. After that, we will normally go on some D ranks, but we have no need for D ranks for anything lower than high C rank missions. So instead, we will do a mission simulation, where you will have to track and assassinate an animal in the forest. After that, we will run back home and do it all over again the next day. After about a month, we will start to go on missions. So alright, let's go. 1 month later. Team 7's training had been extremely difficult. The first jutsu they had learned was the Cheshire body flicker. They had all gotten it down pretty well, but Ino was easily the best at it. She was able to vanish into the shadows, even if there were none around her. The only one who was better at it was Naruto, because he had created it. Naruto was teaching Sakura how to use her chakra to augment her strength, so that she could learn the Rhino-style Taijutsu. The Rhino style uses the super strength, but it was a bit more coordinated than just punching at a target. She was getting it okay, but it could be better. Sasuke was getting better at using his lightning chakra with his yo-yos in battle. He could use them as a long-range taser. He could also use them as a shield if he spun one of them in a circle. And lastly, he could use them to, if they wrapped around something, to simply cut that thing in two. Currently with Team 7, they were in the Hokage's office. Jiji-sama, Naruto said, I would like to have permission to hunt down all the 7 hidden swords, plus the Thunder God sword, to form a swordman's roof in the leaf, Naruto explained. Do you think your team can handle it? Hiruzen asked. I believe they can. They are currently at low tuning level. I believe, if need be, then I will step in and do the mission for them, and they will simply provide support, Naruto said. And because you have extremely high standards, they're probably at mid to high tuning, Hiruzen sighed. Okay, mission approved. This will be a long-term S-rank mission. Who's your first target? Hiruzen asked. Mangetsu Hozuki's possessions. He's already dead, but he possessed the Nubari, the needle sword, the Kabutoari, the hammer axe sword, and the Shibuki, the explosion sword, Naruto said. Hopefully on our way back we will run into Aoi. He has the Thunder God sword, and I believe he is hunting for Mangetsu's possessions as well. So who are some potential members? Hiruzen asked. Well, the Thunder God sword for Sasuke because he uses lightning, the Kiba for Tenten because she seems best suited to it, the Kubi Kiribocho for Rock Lee because he's probably the one who can hold it, and will also add some variety to his skill set because he's not just using Taijutsu. For Choji, the Kabutowari, because of the sword's ability to break through any defense, I think it would be a good add to his skill set. For Ino, the new body, because I believe the Earth Release, coupled with the sword, would make a good combo for hiding and attacking from weak spots. The Hiramakari for Sakura, because even though we're working on increasing her chakra reserves, they are still quite small, and the sword is able to store chakra and use it to perform techniques without using the pre-stored chakra in the blade. The Shibuki for Shino, in case his opponents get too close, he can simply blow them back and use the smoke as cover for his bugs to get closer to the stunned enemy. Lastly, I will take Samehada, because it requires you to have large chakra capacity to wield it, and I possess a QB. Oh, and don't worry, I have told them about it, Naruto explained. Okay, dismissed. And while you're gone, see if you can go after some low-ranking missing nin. It'll be some good practice for your team, Hirukin said. 2 weeks later, Team 7 has successfully located Mangetsu Hozuki's lost possessions and recovered the new body, the Kabutowari, and the Shibuki. They were heading back when Naruto suddenly jumped to the first floor. The others followed his example, and Sasuke signaled to ask what was the matter. Naruto signaled back and saying that they had found Aoi and 2 other peoples. He signaled that Sasuke, Ino, and Sakura should take care of the 2 henchmen. They were both tuning level and had around B rank bounties. Sakura summoned a slightly larger than normal magpie and used it to cast a sound genjutsu along with her using her sound gauntlets on both the henchmen. Ino then used the hiding like a mole technique to peer behind one of them and throw the new body through him and into the next one. She then pulled on the string, pulling the two men together. Sasuke then used his yo-yos to wrap around the 2 henchmen's necks and separate their heads from their shoulder using lightning chakra. It happened so fast that the henchmen still only had about time to say 4 words before they died. When they turned to see if Naruto's fight was still going, they found him reading a book on the 7 swords that they found on the 7 swords. They'd found it in Mangetsu's possessions. He was also drinking tea. There was a pile of ash next to him, and an extra scroll in his scroll holders on his joining vest. Took you guys long enough, Naruto said, putting the book away. I'm kidding. You guys did extremely well. Just like assassins should. There's room for improvement, but then again, there's always room for improvement. Collect their heads and burn the bodies. Then we'll head back to Leaf and collect their bounties. Oh, and Sasuke, here's your sword. Welcome to the 8 swordsmen of the Hidden Leaf, Naruto said, tossing Sasuke the Thunder God sword. I'll teach you an unconventional way to use it when we get back to the Leaf, but until then, I want you to use it like a normal sword. 2 hours later, Team 7 was leaping through the trees when a monkey dropped down in front of them and handed Naruto a scroll and then poofed away. Change of plans. We're going to the wave. Apparently Team 8, 9, or Team Guy, and Team 10 ran into some really high-level shinobi. Also, the Kubi Kiribocho and the Hiramakare swords were there. We will approach with stealth so that we can have the element of surprise on our side. Well, let's get going. We have to get those swords, Naruto said, before summoning his signature summon, hopping on it and flying away. The other 3 did the same with their personal summons, and they all flew in the direction of the wave. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. I will see you next time. Bye.